Hello, Boyos.
Hello, Boyos.
This is the Loner Gamecast, where we discuss that everything is video games. This week, we are talking about the year. Well, it's the end of the year. Well, it's the new year now, right? When is this posting? This is, it's the 4th. So, the new year happened. We're in the new year. It's 2021. It's been a wild year. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all the games we played. We're going to talk about some of the games that released that maybe we didn't beat, but we know about, or that we're currently playing. It's going to be a good time. We're just going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about our favorite things that happened in video games this year. We're going to talk about why Nick is such a sexy bitch this year. Oh, sorry. Last week's question. Oh, wait.
Last week's question. What is last week's question, Jake? Huh?
Last week's question was, and it's going to be the same question this week. What games did you beat? What games did you beat this year? You know, leave a comment,
and we'll answer it right now. That's this whole episode is what you've been playing.
Yeah, this is a what you've been playing episode. I kind of want to pull up a list of games
this year
that came out in 2020. I should have pulled this up before, but here we go. 2020 in video games. Oh God, we got. I just want like a long list.
A long list that you can go down.
Yeah.
The Wikipedia, dude. You just go to 2020 in video games Wikipedia and go all the way to the bottom.
AO tennis.
Oh, this is a deep dive right here. Holy shit.
Wait.
There we go.
So Monster Hunter World Iceborne did come out this year?
It came out this year, apparently.
Oh,
no, on Windows.
On Windows.
Yeah,
Got it. So we'll just go down this list. I'll point out all the important games that came out this year.
All right.
So
I'm there with you.
Yakuza Like a Dragon came out on PS4. That's wild. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot came out this year. One of the biggest games of the year, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's surprising to me because that game looked like ass. We played it at PAX. It kind of was ass. I don't know.
Dude, you remember PAX, though?
Yeah.
Remember going to PAX last year? That's last year. Well, we won't talk about that.
You remember doing things, though? Like, dude, this year was wild. What a fucking insane year for video games. Because, like, I'd say this is the year when video games finally, like, made the transition into mainstream. Like, they were already kind of there. They made a shit ton of money. But, you know, they were always kind of like this hobby that everyone did. And, like, your dad still kind of looked at you weird for playing them or whatever. Your girlfriend's like, what are you doing playing video games? I feel like this year was the year that really did away with that. And it's like video games, everyone plays them. Everyone's into them.
You know, the biggest video game that came out this year, almost probably the number one video game that came out this year was Animal Crossing. And I don't know a single person who wasn't fucking playing that game.
That's true.
If you didn't have a Switch, you went out and bought a fucking Switch. They sold out of Switches because people wanted to play Animal Crossing.
It was like hard to find a Switch because everyone was trying to get a Switch because everyone wanted Animal Crossing.
Yep.
Like I bet Nintendo had no fucking clue what they were walking into. But we're still in January here. Like January is pretty weak. Warcraft 3 Reforged came out. I forgot that was a thing.
I don't even remember it.
They remastered Warcraft 3.
Oh, that's right. And it was like people like hated it.
Yeah,
there's something about it that people hated it.
Yeah, it's too bad because I love that game. It's a game that raised me, you know. What else? Biggest game of the year. Monster Energy Supercross 3.
Yep. Right at the tip of February 3rd.
Yakuza 5 came out this year. Daemon X Machina came out this year. What else? Dreams came out this year in February.
Technically it came out. I was playing it, but I was playing it before it was out.
Oh my.
Playing it last year. Yeah, Dreams. That's a big one though. Honestly.
Yeah, I wonder what's up with that. I hope everything's going well.
People do a whole bunch of shit in that game.
That's true.
Like anything you can think of. Like I've seen like people remake Spider-Man, and it's like, wow, holy shit, that looks really good. Yeah, continue. And if you skip one, I'll go back and I'll interrupt you.
Yeah, I'm kind of scrolling down just to important stuff. Um,
You're probably going too far for me, but one of the more important ones for me was that Bayonetta and Vanquish on the PS4 and Xbox One
oh,
10th anniversary bundle.
that's right.
I really fucking love those games, and that was a big one for me.
Yeah,
I felt like the price point was a little steep, but
I played Bayonetta on the Switch. It's a dated game for sure, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Persona 5 Strikers came out on the PS4. That's cool. That
must have
been in Japan though, huh?
Yeah.
Japan only. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool. God, nothing came out in February really. Yakuza 0 came out on the Xbox One. 2 Point Hospital, that's a great game.
Where's that one? I don't see that one. Oh, there it is, right there. Yeah.
Really nothing of note in February, really. Now we're getting into March. This is when things started getting exciting. That Castlevania Symphony of the Night remake. Oh no, that was just the Android one, huh? Did that remake come out last year? It must have come out last year, huh?
Must have.
Call of Duty Warzone.
Yep, that was released. That was a big one.
Wow.
For this year.
Wow.
Yeah, Warzone came out. I've never played it, even though I've owned and played the shit out of Modern Warfare. I've never played Warzone.
That feels like a lifetime ago, dude.
Yeah, but I it's really funny. I take pride in the fact that you go to like my Call of Duty account and it's just like 0 time played in Warzone. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. But I have like 28 days straight in multiplayer or whatever. I find that really funny. a little prideful.
This was a big one for Xbox, which I've played a little bit of. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Fantastic game. Haven't beaten it, but truly is just a beautiful game. If you're into that sort of platformer, Metroidvania type thing. If you liked Hollow Knight, you'll love Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Same sort of thing. Great game, dude. Great game.
Soundtrack
Oh,
is great.
Such a good soundtrack. And like the visuals are just, oh god, it's so good. Neo 2 came out this year, which that's unbelievable to me. Like, god, just it feels like a lifetime ago, doesn't it? Like it
does. They're releasing they already have released the final DLC too. So within a year, they released all the DLC for this game. I find that kind of ridiculous.
Oh, dude, look at this chunk here, though. So then on March 20th, we've got Animal Crossing, New Horizons, Doom 64, and Doom Eternal all on the same day. Oh, and
3 days later, Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah, just these were some of the biggest games of the year. This is right at the start of the lockdown for America, and everyone's like, what the fuck do we do? I guess we play Animal Crossing. I guess we play Doom Eternal. We can't do anything else.
I have a VR. I'm going to pick up Half-Life. You know?
Can you believe that earlier this year, like February, January, and early March, like pretty much every fucking week, every week, sometimes multiple times a week, me, you, and our friend Brandon would get together and fucking play, oh god, what was that game called? That board game.
Gloomhaven.
Yeah, we would play.
Shit.
That was this year, dude.
That was this year.
I can't believe it. We would play this game called fucking Gloomhaven. And then one day we're like, should we get together before like lockdown actually happens? We got together and literally the next day, everything got locked down. And that's like one of the last time I saw you guys in person, besides like a couple random encounters.
Yeah. That blows my mind, dude. That was right around this time too. It was right before Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing, and
like the week before Doom Eternal. Like we got together on that Saturday. I almost canceled. I'm really fucking glad I didn't. And we got to fucking play Gloomhaven for the last time, at least in person. We ended up playing Tabletop Simulator a lot.
Tabletop Simulator.
Holy shit!
but then the save was all fucked up. So like we can't continue that for some reason because I don't know how that works. So we'll get together. Once this is all over, we'll get together and we'll pick up our characters and completely not know how to play them. And, you know,
I want to.
also, there's some more shit coming out. There's Gloomhaven 2 coming out.
Oh hell
and
yeah, dude!
I'm picking up Gloomhaven something about a lion. It's like a smaller one where you only get 4 characters and it's like a more compact. You instead of putting up tiles, you put your characters like on the actual like booklet. You like open the booklet and there's a map on. It's pretty cool.
Seems more achievable than Gloomhaven, which takes for goddamn ever to do anything.
Yeah. So we'll get back to it.
I'm so sad that fucking. That's the main reason I hate lockdown. I just want to play more Gloomhaven.
Dude, I want to sit next to you, mans.
Oh, I just want to touch your balls.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my boy Colin Moriarty, formerly of IGN and Kinda Funny. He released his video game called Twin Breaker, a sacred symbol adventure. Pretty cool. One of the last games to really come out on PS Vita. Way to go,
Vita.
friend.
I saw that. I was gonna bring that up. Like, what the fuck?
Well, because like
Vita.
Well, Colin has always been like a huge shill for the Vita and just like loves the Vita. So of course he releases.
So good, dude.
And
it's so good.
He actually released it physically on Vita as well.
Really?
Yeah, and then he ended up buying Lilymo Games after that, which is pretty crazy.
Dude, you know, I want. Can I just give a shout out to the Vita? I know last week's episode, Austin asked us what we would revamp, what we would like to see another, like a spiritual successor to. I would love to see a PlayStation Vita 2.
Yeah. Just
absolutely
call it the PSP 3. That's fine.
Yeah. It's such a good handheld thing. Just release more games on it, give it more support. I bet you could, if it came out this year when like, you know, Animal Crossing and stuff kind of got stale and you actually supported and had games coming out, I think it would be doing better than Nintendo right now. Because Nintendo's not releasing shit. They haven't since March. It's just weird. It's weird. I miss that little console.
It was a good time. Later in the month of March, we had Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered, which was pretty big deal. But what I was more excited about on the 31st of March was Persona 5 Royale, which is a total revamp of Persona 5. They even change a lot of the story. They add some characters. It's fucking fantastic. Of course, I haven't beaten it. Maybe I will one day. I've already beaten Persona 5. It's a long fucking game. I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to it. But goddamn, Persona 5 Royale, if you haven't played Persona 5, give it a shot. Give it a shot. It's long. Prepare yourself.
If you really love like character building and like dungeon crawling Pokemon stuff, you give this game a shot. And you have like 160 hours to burn. Do it. Just play the game.
It's true.
It's good. It's a good game.
Dude, I totally forgot this game came out this year. So in
My friend Pedro.
What's that?
Is it my friend?
My friend Pedro came out on PS4 this year, but it was on Switch last year. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
But Resident Evil 3 remake came out this year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And everyone was sort of like, "Oh yeah, that's not as good as 2."
Yeah, that's not one of the good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then of course Final Fantasy VII remake came out on the 10th of April.
Super good game.
I'm currently halfway through it.
Didn't beat it, but I really enjoyed it. I really did. It's very pretty.
Yeah, Phantasy Star Online came to Xbox One. That was a sort of big deal. Let's see. Anything else really of note in April?
I'm looking. That Predator Hunting Grounds came out, and haven't heard anything about it since.
It's true.
Here's one that's interesting. Octopath Traveler on the Stadia.
Oh, wild. Wow. Oh yeah, John Wick Hex came to the PS4. That's a pretty solid looking game.
But that's May. We're in May at this point.
Yeah, that's really it that came out in April though. Nothing
Yeah.
really of note. There's games that came out, but nothing really noteworthy.
Yeah.
Um, what else?
Elder Scrolls Blades, the phone game, came out on the Nintendo Switch
Hell
on the 14th of
yeah!
May.
Oh yeah, the Mafia 2 and Mafia 3 Definitive Edition came
That's
out.
right. Yeah.
Um,
Wonderful 101 remastered.
Saints Row the Third remastered. Who cares?
I don't know.
Minecraft Dungeons, that was a pretty big deal. Came out this year. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, that was also a big deal. That came out in June. Or was this May? This was May, huh?
This was May. We're in June now.
We're now in June. Big game for you, which came out on Windows. It's probably out already, huh? Valorant?
Valorant? It is not. It is only on PC. I've never played it. I want to, but it looks very interesting. It's the Riot's, the guys that make League of Legends, Riot. It's their take on like a CS:GO, and it looks interesting. You get powers and stuff. Kind of waiting for it to come to something else because I feel like it could and would.
Yo, what is this Command and Conquer Remastered Collection? I gotta check that out.
You don't remember that? Yeah.
No.
They had the I think it was Tiberium Wars is in there too.
Fuck.
I remember playing that shit.
Is Red Alert in there?
I think so.
God. Red Alert 3 was my lifeblood, dude. What a great game. Outer Worlds came to Nintendo Switch. Oh yeah, one of the big announcements that happened that no one was really expecting was Persona 4 Golden came to Windows. And that's surprising because Persona has always been a Sony game like forever, and the fact that it came to Windows means a lot.
It means that like Sony was starting to work with Windows, or not Windows, but computer stuff, Steam.
Well, it also just means that maybe Atlas is moving away from Sony a bit. And
well, that could be true, but also we had not Breath of the Wild, the other one, the Horizon's has come to the PC, which is also a Sony exclusive. So it's kind of like,
well, that's a first party game though, I think the more surprising thing about Persona 4 is that this happened shortly after Joker was revealed in Smash. So like, what does this mean for the future of Persona? Could we potentially see a Persona 5 on the Switch? Hopefully one day.
Hopefully
we will.
Persona 5 Golden or Persona 5 Platinum. That'd be pretty cool.
Then a few days later, we got fucking The Last of Us Part 2, which we will talk about more when we get to our lists, I am sure.
Yeah.
What else? What else came out? SpongeBob SquarePants Battle of Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, of course.
You know what I'm gonna do? Well, Star Wars Pod Racer came out on the Nintendo Switch and the PS4. That was huge for me. I beat that. That's one I beat. I got to put that in my list.
There you go.
I beat that in like a week. I'm gonna actually download this game that came out on the 23rd of June, Pokemon Cafe Mix, because I said I was gonna do it, and I never got around to it because I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna try it out. Pokemon Cafe Mix.
After being overly hyped for months as being the next big VR game to make VR legitimate, and then being delayed for months and months over and over again, delayed from last year to this year in March and then moved to July, finally came out on the 3rd. We got Marvel's Iron Man VR, which no one talks about.
There it is.
It was supposed to be like the biggest game ever, and it turned out not to be. So there you go. Super Limbo came out.
Do you remember when they announced that game and were like, holy shit, it's going to be an Iron Man game where you get to play as Iron Man, sort of like the Spider-Man game that came out not too long ago?
Yeah.
This is going to be dope. And then they zoom into the face and we're like,
oh no. Yeah.
Are you serious? Like, the VR, nobody's going to care. This is stupid. I remember that. That's how I felt about that game.
Yeah. Complete letdown. Shouts out to Superliminal. I got to play this game at PAX last year. It looks so good. I never actually played the whole thing. It's a puzzle game. I'm not too into puzzles, but I love the idea of it. It's like altering perspective and just really cool looking game.
Yeah, it was.
Deadly Premonition 2. That's another game I didn't play, but I know a lot of people were hyped on that game. What a fucking year! We're only to
halfway through.
We're only to July. Death Stranding came to Windows, which is what like we were talking about with Sony games coming to Windows.
Yeah.
And then later on, we got Ghost of Tsushima, which was a huge game this year. Sony had one hell of a year with The Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima, and then of course Spider-Man later on in the year. Just incredible year. And then Nintendo released Paper Mario, the Origami King, the same day as Ghost of Tsushima.
The only game that they've released.
Well,
other than
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yeah. Crisis Remastered. Oh, that's the Switch, though.
Yeah. Carrion came out. Super weird game. I played a bit of it. It's an acquired taste.
Dude, that hot drop of Cuphead on the PS4. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, and Cuphead's on the PlayStation. Like, holy shit, what? No announcements, just like, yeah, you can buy Cuphead. I was like, oh, man, that's fucking cool. And then Destroy All Humans was the same fucking day.
What month are we in now? We're
in July.
Well, I'm in August now. On the 4th of August, we got Fall Guys, which was like one of my most hyped games of the year. Like, I was just so hyped on this game, and rightfully so, because that game is awesome. I really burned myself out on it, but goddamn, it's a fun game. And then here's what you were talking about with Horizon Zero Dawn coming out on the 7th of August on Windows.
Yep.
Hyperscape that came out this year as well. That's that like Ubisoft Battle Royale game.
But right underneath that, Risk of Rain 2 finally got the release on all the consoles and stuff. I wonder if it's on PlayStation 5, because I would play the shit out of that with some of you guys.
Back compat, I'm sure.
Yeah. I mean, like, I wonder if I can download it.
Let's see here. Microsoft Flight Simulator came out in August as well.
That was a big one. August seems to be pretty fucking great.
Yeah. Spiritfarer, which was up for a Game Award this year.
It looks really cool. Didn't play it, unfortunately.
The new Battletoads came out. I played a little bit of it.
Really?
Yeah, I played a little bit of it. It
didn't look very good.
It's fantastic. You shut your goddamn mouth. Stop insulting my favorite video game. No, it's just It's just Battletoads. I mean, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see.
On the 27th, you see that one? Surgeon Simulator 2. That's going around the
I didn't even realize that came out.
The YouTubes. Yeah, it was in I remember throughout this year it was in like early access, and YouTubers were streaming it, and now it's actually out and YouTubers are still streaming it.
I'll have to try it out. Tell Me Why, which I think is the game that beat Spiritfarer for the Game Awards, right?
Yeah. That was Tell Me Why is the one that it's only the first chapter too. Tell Me Why is the one that beat. It won the award for most artsy fartsy or whatever.
Yeah. The artsy fartsy game of the year. Yeah.
Yeah, I forget what that award's called, but it's artsy fartsy.
Games for Impact, I think.
That's it.
Yeah. Yep. Let's see. I'm kind of going. Here we go. More Tell Me Why.
Marvel's Avengers.
Oh, I totally missed that. Where's that?
Right underneath Tell Me Why Chapter 2.
I'm totally blind. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
On the 4th?
On the 4th of... What month is this? September. Yeah, 4th of September, we got Marvel's Avengers, which sold like gangbusters, but looked like an absolute train wreck of a game.
It's still up in those numbers, too. Like, it just sold so much, and people were like, this game's not very good.
And everyone was buying that, on the same day, I was buying a different game. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. A total return to form for Tony Hawk. Fantastic game.
Yep. Did you beat it? No.
I didn't beat it. I probably could. I didn't. Well, you know what happened with Tony Hawk? It has an online gameplay mode.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, I'll play this with my friends because a couple of my friends bought it. And so we're playing it. It's the three of us. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to kick your guys' ass. And then our friend, Brandon, it's just a fucking monster at the game and just destroyed me and totally destroyed my spirit. And I'm like, I don't want to play this game anymore. I don't want to play it anymore.
Yeah. I mean, he's good at doing that, though. You know, he's good at destroying spirits and making you feel bad.
It's like, oh, I'm so bad at this thing. And then he just like fucking nails it. And you're like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah. I'm just trying to have some fun. Yeah, dude.
Spelunky 2 came out September 15th. That was a pretty big deal. And then a really big deal for you this year was Hades.
Yeah. Game of the year this year for me, I think. Hades. It was super good. Beat the shit out of it. It's no, Enter the Gungeon, but it's really good.
And running surprisingly well on the Nintendo Switch, we got Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Let's see here. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which was a surprise to come out.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. They like launched it like that day or something like that.
It was like this is the next week.
Dude,
and then like announced it on Friday and it came out on Tuesday.
I still have it. I still have it, and I still have it in shrink wrap because I refuse to open it because I bet that's going to be worth money. Because when they announced it, they're like, yeah, we're only selling it until March. And everyone's like, why? What does that mean? We still don't know what that means. We don't know why because it's not March yet. But
what if they say that and then what all it means is like, hey, the game's gonna stop working in March and you won't be able to play it.
Oh my god, that'd be a devastating blow. Oh man.
You can play it until March.
Here's one for your mom: Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Complete Edition.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Serious Sam 4 came out. I can't believe that came out and I didn't even realize. That's cool. Devolver Digital's like take on Doom, basically. Let's see. Genshin Impact. You spent some time in that game.
Shit, yeah. I got a little bit into that game. That's a huge game. That game's blowing up. People love their Chinese shit. Chinese gotchas.
It's true. Another surprise from Nintendo was Super Mario Bros. 35, which was like Tetris 99, but Super Mario Brothers.
Have you played it?
I've played it a few times. I'm no good at Mario, but it's fun.
I'm right there with you. I played it and I'm like, wow, I can't get past the third level. Like it's rough because people are super good at Mario, and I'm gonna say I'm bad at Mario.
Yeah, I'm pretty bad too. I'm probably better than Grandma, but
somebody who's never picked up a controller.
Yeah, probably better than them, but I'm not that good. Rogue Company came out.
Bad. It was real bad.
Yeah, but I'd say like an unsung hero this year, which I haven't played unfortunately, but it looks fantastic, and I just haven't played it. Was Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. I really should play that game because I love Crash. It looks fantastic. It looks like they added so much to it. It looks great.
I remember that game came out and our friend Cheyenne beat it in like 3 days.
Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, dude, you put so many hours into this game. And
that was his Last of Us. That was his Last of Us for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The same day Star Wars Squadrons came out, which just looked like complete poo-poo doo-doo. Yeah. Then of course we're getting to the point where like sports games are coming out. We got FIFA, all that stuff. Let's see. Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, which we put a lot of time into.
We sure did.
We played a bunch of that. Yeah, I kind of forgot that was this year. Like we spent so much time. Well, I did at least. You played a few games with us, but dude, I played so much of Age of Empires 3. So much fun. Classic.
Really good.
Classic game.
Really good Definitive Edition.
Yeah.
They did a good job on it.
I kind of want to play it again. God damn. I love that game.
Let's fucking go back to it.
Yeah, dude.
I'm down.
Let's hit up Joe. No, can't play Joe. Joe just destroys us.
He's like what you said Brandon was.
That's true.
I was like,
Only with
Pretty good game. I'll beat you. And then Joe's just like, no, you're not.
with
I'm like, well,
RTSs, he's like that. Yeah.
I'm bored.
You
I'm
know,
just getting my.
you know what I really loved about this game was I loved playing this game while having a movie up and like playing it and watching a movie at the same time. I really loved that.
It's a good podcast game, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good one to. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, one I didn't realize was on their third one. Cook Serve Delicious 3.
I don't know what that is.
Really, you would fucking love it.
Oh yeah.
You would look up the. I don't know about the third one, but look up like the first and second one. It's like, Overcooked, but instead of a little guy running around, you're kind of like behind the counter, and you have to press buttons in certain sequences, and like orders will come up. And
Oh,
have to,
dude,
like,
you know what this
orders
makes me think of? You remember the old Flash game, George Bush's Hot Dogs?
No.
So it's a game. It's a Flash game from like the mid 2000s.
Oh my god.
Where it was George Bush. He gets out of the presidency, and he opens a hot dog stand in front of the White House.
Oh my god.
And it's basically this game where you just have to like build the right hot dogs to the right orders and stuff. God, I loved that game so much.
Yeah,
oh man, maybe I'll stream this game. That'd be fun as fuck.
It looks really fun. I've really wanted to play it, and I wonder if it's on like Game Pass or anything like that, because it's on
Xbox.
It's on Xbox One, Windows. It could be on Game Pass.
It's probably pretty cheap, regardless.
Yeah, I would play that.
Another surprise drop from Nintendo here with Mario Kart Live Home Circuit.
That was kind of weird, wasn't it?
Yeah, just out of nowhere. I don't get the point of it, but
where's our Mario Kart though? Like, what is this? Don't give us this proprietary bullshit.
They don't need to, man.
Give us Double Dash 2, like please, like something new.
They don't need to. Oh yeah, No More Heroes came to the Nintendo Switch. I forgot about that. And then No More Heroes 2. Yeah, that's right. That was kind of a big deal. And then Control Ultimate Edition came to Nintendo Switch somehow.
Cloud version.
Yeah.
It's the cloud.
Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne Remaster. God, I forgot that came out. Fuck. I should have played that. I'd still be playing that. It's another longin'. And then same day Watch Dogs Legion, which seemingly has flopped pretty hard, huh?
I don't know. It's up there on the MPD numbers.
Was it
from last week? Yeah, it's like number 8 up there in the year to date, I think.
Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe. Okay.
I don't even see that.
It's right under Watch Dogs Legion.
There it is. Yeah,
that's weird. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. That was another like drop from Nintendo.
Another slap in the dick from Nintendo.
Yeah, where's Pikmin 4? How about you just make a new game, you assholes?
Make something new. Do something interesting.
Dirt 5. Yeah. Yeah.
Valhalla.
Now we're getting pretty modern here. Borderlands 3. What is this?
On the Xbox Series X.
Oh, it's the Series X. Now we're getting all like the Series X versions of things. Yeah.
Yep.
Fuser
came out. Do you remember? Fuser's a game based off of a board game. I don't know if you ever came over when Anthony had the forget what it was called, but he had like this deck thing, like this plastic deck that had 5 different colors on it, or 3 different colors on it, and he came with like this stack of cards that have little chips in it that are all kind of like samples.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Forget what that game's called. Fuser is that game, 100%. I think they just took that physical game and put it into a video game, and I'm actually kind of interested in it. All of the ads for it look terrible, make it look really bad, but like seeing it the way that it looks, just gameplay wise, I'm like, wow, this is just Drop Mix. That's what it's called. Drop Mix.
Yeah.
It's just Drop Mix, but a video game, and I'm kind of interested into it. Kind of interested in it. Um,
So in November, we got Astro's Playroom. Pretty big deal.
Oh yeah, November's huge.
Bug Snacks.
Yeah.
Demon's Souls.
Demon's Souls.
Godfall.
Uh-huh.
What else? The Pathless.
Observer, I guess, came out. The Pathless came out.
Overcooked All You Can Eat.
Miles Morales came out.
Miles Morales. Sackboy: A Big Adventure. Spider-Man
Cold.
Remastered. God, what a huge month.
Call of Duty Cold War. That's number 1 right now.
Also, when we got the new consoles, it's worth mentioning.
Oh yeah, of course.
Of course.
At least very few of us got the new consoles.
Yeah, true. You got it, you bitch.
I got it.
Worms Rumble came out in December.
Great.
Played a little bit of it. Yeah, it's pretty lackluster. What else? Haven finally came out.
Immortals Phoenix Rising. That's getting some good.
It's getting some love. Yeah,
it's getting some love. It's a good way to put it.
Getting some love. Haven't played it. What else?
December? Were you in December?
Yeah, I'm just getting a lot of re-releases for the new consoles here.
Yeah, but we got Puyo Puyo Tetris 2.
Oh, true.
We got Ghost Runner on the Ghost Runner came out, that cyberpunk game where you get hit once you die, but everything else dies in that one hit. And then Cyberpunk 2077 also came out.
That's kind of like the last big game that came out this year.
And Among Us on the Nintendo Switch.
Yep. Yeah, and watch last week's episode to hear our opinions on fucking Cyberpunk. Yeah, this is a pretty big year for video games, man.
Yeah, it sure was.
This really feels like the year that video games went mainstream. Everyone's playing video games. Everyone's into video games. I'd like to get into the games that we beat this year. How do you want to do this? Should we go back and forth? Should we just start with you? Start with me? What do you think?
Let's go back and forth. And let's. If we have something to say about it, then we'll say something about it. If we don't have something to say about it, we won't say anything about it.
All right, you start.
All right. So this is in no particular order. It's just the order that I fucking remembered playing it. So it's probably like a backwards order. And I'm going to start out with Marvel's Spider-Man from 2018. I think that's when that came.
I think it was.
I replayed that. And I 100%ed it, and I platinumed it on the PlayStation 5. I fucking love this game. They put like ray tracing shit in it, and it's fucking gorgeous, dude. It looks so good. Like you just swing around, you go nighttime in what is that place called? Not Central Park, where with all the lights and all the TVs and advertisements. What is that called? In New York.
Times Square.
You just stand in Times Square at night in Spider-Man with ray tracing on, and you look around and it's like, holy shit! All the colors are bouncing off of each other on the walls and on the glass of the buildings. It looks so fucking good. Blown away. If that game came out this year, game of the year. It kind of did. What's yours? What's one of yours?
First game I beat this year was Battlefront 2. Not as impressive. The game
Battlefront 2. Star Wars Battlefront 2.
That was the first game I beat this year.
Wow.
And buggy mess. The story's intriguing. There's some cool Star Wars lore in there. And like sometimes the gameplay is kind of fun. But it leaves, I say this too much, but it leaves a lot to be desired. I say that way too much, but it does. Like it's so close to being like really cool, but it's like really short. You can tell that they were doing something and they're like, you got to get the game out, and they like cut like a huge chunk of the game out or something because it just feels rushed. Like the last scene with spoilers, Kylo Ren ends up at the end of the game, and like it's this weird like flashback sequence, and it's really cool, but the game cannot handle it, and like it breaks, you fall through the world, but like the visuals are cool when it's not breaking and you're like clipping through things and shit. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. What you got?
Yeah. My next one, in the same vein, is Spider-Man Miles Morales. Immediately after I played Spider-Man 2018 on PlayStation 5, I went and played Spider-Man Miles Morales on PlayStation 5 and beat it. I don't think I 100%ed it, though. Or maybe I did. I think I did. I didn't get the platinum because I haven't played the...
This was only like 3 weeks ago, Nick.
I know. I didn't get the platinum because I didn't play the New Game Plus, and that's like one of the trophies you need, which I think is kind of dumb to have as a platinum as a thing for a platinum trophy, because most of the time I play a story game, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit on that for a while, and I might revisit it later.
That's how Sucker Punch's games were, though, right? You had to play it evil and good.
True. That's very true. Yeah. Also, Spider-Man Miles Morales, I didn't like it as much as the first one. I liked the combat a little bit better. I liked the movements a little bit better. I liked the powers a little bit more. But the setting, I'm not sure I like New York in the winter, because everything just kind of looks the same. Everything's white, everything's gray, everything's kind of like, shitty. Times Square, still fucking gorgeous, still incredible. The game looks so good. I remember a couple of times I landed on a building and I like walked around, and like you can see like footprints in the snow, and I'm like, holy shit, for a game like this, you leave footprints behind and it like crushes the snow and the snow moves away and it stays there for a while. It's like, oh, this is really impressive. Also, they released a 60 frames ray tracing option for Miles Morales, not the first one.
Nice.
And it's beautiful when you do get your PlayStation.
Yeah, I've got this game and it's sitting back there, and can't play it because I don't have a PS5, and I bought the PS5 version, and I refuse to return it and exchange it. So
because it's so good, it's such a good game, and you'll get back to it.
Yeah,
100%.
I've accepted the fact that I probably won't get a PS5 until March. I also assume that's when Ratchet and Clank will come out, so I'm just looking forward to that. So
yeah, you still trying, by the way? You still like?
I'm not like actively looking anymore, no.
All right,
because like I said, I've kind of actively accepted that I'm not getting one until March. So
all right, well, yeah. What's your next one?
I actually platinumed this game, Control. Fucking fantastic game. Frustrated the fuck out of me while I was playing it, though. Probably especially since I was trying to 100% it, which I did. Fuck you, game. I did it. I have a PS4 Pro, and it barely ran on there, but it did run. And it's fun. Lots of particles. When there's a ton of particles, the game really chugs along. But it does it. It works, and it's still fun even with that. It's a beautiful game. The story is so fucking confusing. But yeah, it's a great game.
I should download that on PlayStation 5 and see how it is.
You got to get the definitive edition, right?
Fuck. I don't know if I want to spend that much money. Maybe once it goes on sale.
Yeah, that's the move, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to spend like whatever it is, $30.
I'll platinum that game again, dude. I will do it. It's a fucking great game.
Next game for me was Astro's Playroom. And I know this is kind of considered a demo, I guess, but it really is a good game. It's very, very short. I think I beat it in 3 hours, and then I did a couple of other things, and I got another hour out of it, just collecting all of the stuff. Super good game. It's such a fantastic way to do it, to showcase hardware, because like you play inside of a PlayStation 5 and you're collecting all of the like PlayStation 2 pieces, PlayStation 1 pieces, you just going through all the generations and being like, wow, I didn't know the PlayStation 1 had a movie player. Like I don't know what it was, but I didn't. Or it was there's a multiple an extension for 4 controllers. It's like I didn't even know that was in there, kind of thing. And it's really cool to go back and kind of relive the consoles, the hardware of consoles, in a game that is today. And they did a really good job with it. Everything feels fantastic in that game.
Especially as a
Yeah.
Sony fanboy.
Yeah. If you've been with
Yeah.
PlayStation since PlayStation 1, which I've had every single one of them, even though I was Xbox for a while on a 360, but I still had a PlayStation 3 and a PlayStation 2. I still have them, actually. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun looking back at that nostalgia trip. What's next?
The next game I beat, and this is when I feel like we entered a new year, almost. All these games that I listed before, the 3 games I listed before, or 2 games rather, they were, BC, before COVID.
Okay, BC. So
BC.
all of these are after COVID?
Now everything from now on is after COVID. Pretty soon will be AD, in our timeline after Donald.
I like that.
But I beat Doom Eternal, which is fucking great. Doom Eternal. That's what I should have said. I beat Doom Eternal.
Nice.
And it was awesome. It's kind of, they took everything from the first one and really ramped it up a notch. They made it much more colorful, a lot more, lots of sound effects like that. Yeah, lots of that. Yeah, it's a good game. I'd say it's equal with the first Doom, because Doom 2016 has its shortcomings, and Doom Eternal fixes those shortcomings, but also breaks in other ways. It's still a great game. You get to shoot a lot of shit. There's lore there if you want it. You don't have to indulge in it if you don't want it. It's just a fun time. I want to actually go back and play through some of that DLC one of these days. But it's just it's a good time.
My next one, Bug Snacks.
Talking about bug snacks.
I didn't expect much going into this game other than a good soundtrack. This game doesn't even have a good soundtrack. It has an okay, like, background music when you're, like, walking around. This game sucks. I'm just going to straight up, I give this game like a 4 or a 3.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not very good. I beat it because that's like my new thing. If I start a game, I'm going to beat it.
I'm very curious. Keep talking.
I didn't like it. I just plowed through the story because from the beginning, I'm like, I do not care about any of these. None of these characters are interesting. They're actually kind of annoying. There's a couple exceptions in that, but also it just felt like a chore to catch these bug snacks and to
IGN gave it an 8.
I didn't like it. You get right at the end when the credits roll, you get the Caro Caro Bonito. Hey, it's bug snacks. Ooh. Best part of the whole fucking game is the end credits, and that's really sad for me. It was just like,
Whether you find them hiding in the sand or tearing up a ketchup patch, though, it's clear that each bug snack has been lovingly designed. That's what IGN says.
No. Because there's so many times where, like, you when you enter, it's like, oh, there's a burger bug snack, and it looks kind of like I don't know, it's like a spider, I guess, and it goes bunger 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 bunger. Voice acting for the bug snacks is pretty good, but then you'll get to another area, and it's a desert area, and the only one of the bug snacks in that area is a barbecue bunger. And you're like, what? And it's the same. It looks exactly the same. And it sounds exactly the same. And you're like, and you catch it the exact same way. It's just not. I feel like it wasn't thought out a whole lot, or they didn't put a lot of time into doing anything interesting. It was like everything that I did, all the traps you set up were just so mundane. I felt that I didn't have a good time with it. And as soon as I beat it, I deleted it because I'm like, well, okay, well, I'm done. Never coming back to this. That's it. That's my rant. I don't like that game.
The next game that I beat, I feel the same, and I feel at a loss as well, because everyone fucking loves this game. This was everyone's favorite game of the year. Much like Bugsnax is IGN's favorite game of the year, 8 out of 10. For me,
Oh my god!
and I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail for this.
Oh my god! It is, you fucking asshole.
You know, you could send your hate to Corey Blaze at fatguyradioshow.com.
Yes, please do that.
I got to the dog at the end of this fucking game and I stopped playing forever and I never want to go back to it. Fucking Animal Crossing, okay? I played Animal Crossing. I got to the fucking dog bit. You know, I went to some friends' islands. I don't get it, dude. I don't understand. Like, this game is so boring. There's nothing going on. You do these tasks for Tom Nook and they're not even fun. The interactivity with other players on different islands is not even fun. There are some genuinely good moments. It looks beautiful, but like it just makes me want more. Like, you know, like after playing Stardew Valley for so much, where you can do anything, you could design your farms any way you want, all the upgradable things, your connection with the people on your island in Stardew Valley is much more impactful than anything that happens in Animal Crossing. Everything that happens in Animal Crossing feels meaningless and pointless, and I don't understand why people love this game so much. That's my tirade for Animal Crossing. I know you played it. What do you think?
That was going to be my next game because I totally forgot that I beat it. I agree 100% with you. I feel like Animal Crossing is just collecting certain it's not art but objects in games. That's all you're doing.
There is the art dog or whatever that they added later.
Yeah, but it's just collecting objects in this game, and that's all you're doing. It's a collection game.
And it's not like Mario where there's like fun gameplay to get to these objects. It's like you dig a fucking hole and you find a fossil.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, it could be the same fossil you got or a different one, and then you take it to this guy, and it's just so much. It feels nothing. There's like nothing in this game.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but like it feels like a game that you need to use your fucking imagination to like fill in the gaps of like. Mm-hmm. Like the game, like it feels like the skeleton of a game. Like here's the mechanics of the game, but where's the actual game? Where's the payoff? Like I don't know, man.
Where's the challenge? It's just a collection game, but there's nothing to it. It's mundane. It's chores the game. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. I'll take another one because
go ahead.
Because it was the same game. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the new one.
You actually played the story, huh?
I played the story. It was good. That's it. It was good. It didn't do anything crazy. Didn't pull anything like, oh wow. It didn't do anything like, you know, Call of Duty 4. It didn't have that mission where you snipe the guy's arm off and you have to like crawl back and then the nuke goes off. It didn't have the no Russian sort of mission where you're like,
whoa, yeah.
It was just very standard Call of Duty gameplay. Didn't try to anything interesting, but it was actually pretty fun. Like the characters are really good. The acting is really good. You get Price again. It's not bad if you're looking.
It's got to be better than Black Ops 3. It's got to be.
Yeah, absolutely 100%. Because they tried to do too much for that game.
It's a travesty.
No, yeah, it's very down to earth, you know. shooter where you blow something up at the end. You know, that's kind of what it is, and it sticks to its formula very well.
It's Michael
It's a very
Bay, the
good
video game.
Yeah, I'd give it like a 6 or a 7. 7. I'd give it a 7. 7. Yeah, I feel like that's fair on a scale of 10. That's it. It's good.
My next game, you can't really beat this game, but I counted it because I platinumed it. I've been playing this game for 3 years on and off. Rainbow Six Siege. I platinumed this game this year, finally, after 3 years of grinding it out, getting pissed and deleting the game, then re-downloading it, getting pissed again and deleting it again. The game, honestly, I talked a lot of shit about this game, but honestly, it's a fantastic game. There's no other game like it. I wish the shooting was a little better, because it does feel like ass sometimes, but like just the idea and the concept of the game, there's nothing like it. Honestly, there is nothing like it. I hope they make a sequel to it and just kind of fix the problems that it has. I can't wait to get my PS5 and play it at 120 hertz. That'd be, or frames. That sounds great.
Well, it would be hertz on a TV. But can I say something that I would wish on this sequel?
Yeah.
I wish that they would stop. Okay. It's hard to say this because they're already doing it. When this game first came out, it was very grounded and very like
True.
Tactical and like these have to be like real things that people could use. Like you get a sledgehammer as an operator, and now that's kind of like you fly drones, and it's becoming more fantastical. I wish for the sequel they just scrap the grounded and they're just like, this is fantastical, and you have superpowers that like you have a certain superpower that will help you in this sort of situation, and they don't have to like figure out how.
So you want the game to be more fantastical?
Yeah, because I feel like they're limiting themselves, and every time they come out with a character who's like, a little bit like superhuman, it makes those older characters kind of seem pointless or shitty, or it's boring to say. Like, I have a thing that pops up and I can see gadgets through walls. It's like, cool, I can just throw the wall, I can break the entire wall. Like, it's not a big deal.
I like the more grounded aspect of the game. I'm kind of upset that they went the more cheesy, Fortnite-y, wonky waka waka characters.
It would have been really cool if they didn't expand the roster so much, but now that they have so many characters and they plan on putting more out, I feel like you can only do so much in the real world.
Yeah.
That once you get to a certain point, it's like, just fucking let it go. You just, this person's an alien from space, and they have,
I hear you. Yeah.
thermal vision, so that's all you see. You don't see anything else. I feel like that would make the sequel a little better. It would bring in new people. It would get rid of some old people. But yeah, I think that would be good for Siege. I like that idea, and I know I could be like one of the only people that thinks that way.
I don't know. It could be interesting, as long as they start the game out that way. I miss the more just like when it was just, the original characters with like the few new ones like Frost and stuff.
Yeah, like year 2.
Yeah, I miss those days because the game felt more simple and like more down to basics. Now it's like everyone's got their strats, and like there's different characters to combat different characters, and like who do you ban when you're playing in ranked and shit. And it's like, I miss the days when there were only like 7 characters on each team, and like it was so balanced because there was only 7 characters on each team. Now there's so many characters. How do you keep it balanced? I mean, Smash kind of has that same issue, but like it's Smash, so who cares? But this game is a little bit more competitive, so I don't know.
Yeah, and the competitive is keeping it alive.
Definitely,
the competitive scene is definitely keeping it alive. So you have to have that balance.
Yeah,
but just grounding it to reality just doesn't seem like it's going to work out in the long run.
Back to reality. Sorry.
My next one is Iceborne.
Oh,
Monster Hunter Iceborne.
Monster Hunter.
Great game. Too many systems for a new person
So
to
many.
get into this game.
So many
If
systems.
you are looking into Iceborne and or looking into any Monster Hunter and you're like, this game looks fun and good and animations look good and clean and I want to fight monsters, just know you're gonna have the worst fucking time at the beginning. But just give it a month of playing and just using certain things and you'll start to understand more. And if you have friends who play it, they can help you figure stuff out alongside, so you can like report to each other like, hey, I don't know if you knew this, but if you fertilize your crops, you get them faster and you get more of them. And they're like, holy shit, I didn't know that. And then that's like a whole other thing. It's there's so many systems and they don't teach you about it. Very Japanese, very fun. Once you get those systems down, it's actually a very enjoyable game and you don't feel so lost. You're up.
Yeah. My next game is it's another game you can't really beat. But I counted it because I finished a full year in the game and I figured that's fair enough. I'll put it on my list. I went back to this game because I found out it was on the phone, and after playing Animal Crossing and being sort of burned by Animal Crossing and like wanting a better experience, I went back to the well. I played it on my phone a bunch. I went back to Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay.
And goddamn, you just can't top it, dude. Stardew Valley is, as far as like your Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing sort of game, like Stardew Valley, it's got all of those games beat in strides. Like it's so perfect. Like and he keeps adding to it. It was made by one dude, and he keeps adding to it, and he keeps adding new stuff, and getting the upgrades, and like the upgrades actually matter. Because it's like, oh, I can upgrade my axe, which means I can mine more. I can upgrade my shovel or my hoe and stuff, and then I can also like get steel from the mines to make water spigots, so I don't have to like water my plants, which means I can go mine more, which means I can go fish more. It's so good. Animal Crossing doesn't have a reward system like that at all, and like that's my biggest problem with Animal Crossing is like you never feel like you're like upgrading anything. You feel like you're just decorating your house, which there's something to be said about that, I guess. But like, you could do that in Stardew as well. But there's also game systems there, and there's a fully fledged, well-crafted, well-designed world in there as well. It's not like randomly generated. Like all the characters that you talk to in the game have like lovely little stories that if you choose to, you can go down and talk to them. It's got different collectibles. Like if you collect different things, you get different rewards for collecting these certain things. If you complete a thing, spoilers, you finish your greenhouse. You got a greenhouse now. It's fucking awesome. Stardew Valley is amazing. It's a fantastic game. What you got?
I agree. Also, my next one is Last of Us 2.
Oh, that's my next one too, so we can talk about that together.
Perfect. I love this game. It's too long. It could have gone in another direction, and that would have been totally fine. You could have taken Ellie and Joel out of the entire equation, set up a new character with all new people, all new objectives, and I think it would have been just as good. Starts out with a huge bang, but it just kind of drags on a little too long because you're telling two stories. And I feel like if you told that second story more so than, going over it with one character, going over these 3 days with one character, and then going back over the same 3 days with the next character.
Spoilers,
I think it would have been better to just go over it, like introduce it the same way, but then go over it with the second character without really flipping back to the first one a whole lot. I feel like it would have shortened the time and you would have gotten to know it would have made you feel something a little different than I think it made me feel. At least on that storyline A, I didn't feel very connected to any of those characters except for the main one. You know, I just felt like, okay, whatever. I don't care about these guys a whole lot. That second one though, they made me feel connected. They were all friends and they were all, good to each other. And I was just like, man, that sucks, or that's pretty fucking cool, I just feel like a lot of that story A could have been dropped. The first story was gameplay only, and then the second story was actually story, and I feel like it took a little too long. Fucking love this game though. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm just pointing something out that could have changed a little bit, and I really love the end of the game.
Yeah.
The final area.
I kind of agree. I love the game too. I really do. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, yeah, that was pretty fucking good. I still don't think it's as good as the first. But like, I don't think you can have that second section of the game without playing that first section. I don't think it impacts as hard if you don't play through this section to really get through it. I do agree with you, however, that the first section, the characters are a little underdeveloped. The other weird thing is like that open world at the beginning of the game. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool that they like tried that out.
Dude, I forgot about that. I fucking wish they did more of it.
I honestly wish they either did more of it or didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
Because, like, yeah, they could have done away with it entirely. Because it honestly just feels out of place in the current incarnation of the game. Yeah. Yeah, they should have either gone all out with that, given multiple open worlds. I was expecting another one, or to revisit that one post whatever happened, but that never happens.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish they either did another one of those maps where you play as the other person, and you get an open world with that person. Or just didn't do it at all, because I do think that added to the time of the game, and it just didn't feel necessary. It felt out of place.
See, if it was just one character and you were just going through one story, I feel like you could have put a lot more of those in, like 2 or 3 of them in, and it would have made sense, because then you're not against the time or anything. But the way this game was kind of like advertised, The Last of Us 2 was advertised, was like, you're gonna have a horse, this is gonna be the way you play the game, and then it's just kind of like
one section.
You get one section where you get to explore. The rest of them are kind of corridors, or I mean, there are big open areas, but there's enemies everywhere, whereas this place is like, you can take your time and choose where you want to go first and just kind of look around. And I like that a lot more than some of the other sections in the game.
I do love the idea that like one of the best scenes of the game is a scene you can completely miss. Where you go into if you were playing the open world and you go into the record store, and you go upstairs, Ellie plays Take On Me, and it's awesome. It's amazing, but you could totally miss that part. I love that. But yeah, I do feel like the characters of that section of the game, feel a little lackluster. I wish there was more there. I also feel like just the whole idea of like revenge being bad is sort of just like, well, yeah, do you really need to? They really beat it over your head. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. I get it,
I get what you're trying to say, Neil.
Yeah,
I understand.
But ultimately, it's a great game, and the narrative kept me hooked the whole time. I beat the game in a fucking week. Like, it's amazing. So,
it's a very good game. A little long.
Best acting I've ever seen.
Now you take the next one, since we have the same.
Sure. My next one. from one sequel to the next. The game of the generation is not Last of Us
no.
or Last of Us Part 2. It's Knack 2, baby.
Oh
I
my
beat
God.
Knack 2. I did it. I'm a true gamer. I'm going to go back. I'm going to platinum that game. I'm going to get the platinum. Tim Cerny or Mike Cerny or whatever. Is it Mike?
Mark. It's Mark.
Mark Cerny. Mark Cerny. Thank you for the best fucking game franchise in all of video games. Knack 2, Electric Boogaloo, not buggy at all, not boring at all, not broken cameras at all. I love it. It's fantastic. Thank you.
Is Knack like the Shrek of video games?
No, dude, because Shrek is actually good.
Oh, ouch. Ouch. All right.
It is a meme, but honestly, Shrek 1 and 2 are bangers of movies.
Yeah, they are.
Knack 1 and 2 are actually bangers.
What about B movie of video games?
Okay, I'll accept that.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
I'll accept that.
All right. Game of the year.
You ever been cucked by a bee?
Game of the year for me, my second to last on this list. I don't know how many more you got, Jake.
I've got 3 more.
Okay, so I'll do this one, you do 2, and then I'll do my last one, and then you do last one. Game of the year for me, Hades. Hades is so good. I waited for this game. I really wanted to play it early in early access, but I said no. I'll wait. I'll wait until it comes to console. It came to Switch. Played it on Switch. Perfect game for the Switch. I have to say, it runs incredibly well on the Switch. The character design, the music, the art, everything just works really well together. I love this game. 10 out of 10. Go for it.
Yeah, so this is another game you can't really beat, but I put it on my list because I think it counts because I maxed out my season pass. Season 1, I maxed it out. Fall Guys. I got all the way up to level 40, I think it was, in season 1. I put about 50 fucking hours into that game to do that, and have played it twice since then. It's great. It's so much fun. But yeah, once you put like 50 hours in, you're pretty roasted and toasted. Like Among Us is much better suited for like long gameplays like that, because like one game of Among Us is gonna take you like, it could take you like 40 minutes just to do one game in Among Us. Where like Fall Guys, it's a lot of the same over and over again, but it is fun. It's very fun, but like it gets old after a while. But it's a good ass game, and I appreciate it.
Playing 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, Fall Guys things is good. But then once you like start hitting like 5 and 6, you're like, okay, all right, I'm kind of over it. That also kind of goes with like the number of shit that they have, the number of maps, the number of challenges that they have,
and they've really upped their game. We played it on a couple weeks ago when the new
season 3.
Yeah, when the new season launched, and they've really added a lot, and that's really cool. So that's cool to see. I hope that game goes on for a long time.
What's your next one?
My next game was, because I played Control, I was very curious about other games that these guys made. Who made Control?
Remedy.
Remedy. So I was very curious about other Remedy games, and that the new Control DLC, which I still haven't played, the new Alan Wake DLC was coming out. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to one of their older games and play through Alan Wake. I played through it on stream, and it's so cheesy, but I kind of love it. Like just the dialogue is, "Where's my wife? Where is she? It was 12 a.m. on a Thursday afternoon." And it's just like, it's so cheesy and like total made for TV movie nonsense, but like it's so fun, and like it's so ridiculous that you're like, it's a lot like that game Until Dawn, where that's sort of like a B movie like horror, but they nail the aesthetic so well that you're like, okay, I dig it. And the other thing with Alan Wake is like they also set up this sort of like universe that's sort of interesting, where you're like, what's going on in this universe? I kind of want to see more in this universe. And it ultimately led to Control. So, and I know there's more games in this like Alan Wake universe. You know, Control is one of them, and I know like what's that other
Quantum Break?
Quantum Break
is that one of them? I don't know if that's connected though.
I think it is. But yeah, so I like where Remedy's going. They started with this like little indie game, and now they're making games like Control. I cannot wait to see what they make next.
Well, they're making that like third person military shooter game.
Oh yeah, that's right, for Xbox.
Uh-oh.
Am I frozen?
Lost you.
Hello, I can still hear you.
Just gonna dance over here.
Yeah, just
I lost you real good, didn't I?
Dance it off, friend. I haven't lost
Jesus.
I haven't lost
Holy
you. I didn't lose you at all.
Really? That's crazy.
So me and chat here got to watch you dance around and stuff.
All right. Well, you're back now.
It's like an Xbox exclusive, right?
I don't think so.
Let me look this up. New game. Let's take a look. Control, no. Crossfire X, is that what it's called?
That's it. Yeah.
A legendary PC franchise comes to Xbox. Yeah, it's an Xbox game.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember because they showed it at the Xbox conference.
Yeah.
They announced this at E3 last year. Yeah.
This year.
That was last year. 2019. Yeah.
Was it really?
Yep. Looking at the trailer right now.
Wow. Goddamn.
Yeah. It's wild. Yeah. So what is your last game, friend?
My last game. This is the second time I beat this game. It's Tetris Effect 2. And I know how much we go on about Tetris in this channel. Tetris Effect. Sorry. Tetris Effect is what I beat the second time. We go on to Tetris a lot on this channel, and so I won't get into it. But I beat it. Tetris came out. Tetris Connected came out, and
we should play some of that.
You know what? I'm just gonna play through Tetris because I'm waiting for Cyberpunk. I can get it. Yeah, I don't have it up, but if you want to play, I'll re-up it.
That'd be fun as fuck. Love that.
Yeah, dude. I like this game. I love this game. It's a really good Tetris game. That's it.
Yep. It's the best Tetris game. Because every Tetris game is the best Tetris game.
Oh my god. All right. Just what's your last game before we lose subscribers? Our 4 subscribers.
My last game was another game that I platinumed, and it was Ghost of Tsushima.
Hey, there you go.
Fantastic game. Although, I'd give it like an 8, it's a beautiful world, beautiful story, beautiful characters. The gameplay is pretty fun, but gets pretty repetitive. And then like the open world is pretty, it's beautiful, but bland. Cause like literally it's like you're running through these beautiful landscapes just to like get a headband or like chase a fox, which you've done a million times, or find this shrine that you've done a million times. It's got that Ubisoft sort of thing going on, where it gets really repetitive. I do like the exploration aspect. The only problem is that because of the way the world is designed, with these things that you have to do in the world, like the foxes and the shrines and the headbands, it makes it less interesting. But the way they do it is like, instead of being like, you go to this place, like in an Ubisoft game, you go to a tower and it unlocks this whole region and you get to see the whole region or whatever. Instead, what you get is little location markers to where your next destination is. Like, here's where your next mission is, go here. And as you're traveling through that, part of the world opens up and there's a check mark over there. Let me go check this check mark. It's a fox or whatever, a shrine. And then that kind of poofs out a little bit of a portion of the map. And then it'll be like, here's a check mark over here. And that's how the world opens up. And that is such a better way to open up the world than just being like, okay, let me go. Because, dude, like every Assassin's Creed game that I've ever played, you know, like the older Assassin's Creed games, the first thing I did every time was just go to the towers, unlock the towers. That was the first thing I always did. And then it's like, okay, I can see the map now. This is so much better because then it's like you're just slowly progressing with Lord Sakai, you know, Jin Sakai. You're exploring with him and exploring it and discovering it. And you're probably not going to go way down to the bottom of the map and then go to the side like you would in an Assassin's Creed game. You're exploring it like back and forth like he would in real life. So I really like that aspect of the game, but like I just wish it was more impactful.
You wish those question marks had more they were different and they had purpose rather than just, oh, it's a fox. All right, it's a shrine.
Oh, it's a fetch
All
quest.
right, it's the lady who tells me to kill this guy.
It's a forge.
Oh, it's another lady that tells me to kill this guy. Like, yeah, that's the problem that I had with that game. It was just kind of like, it made you want to explore with the way that the map kind of revealed itself to you, but also once you got to those checkpoints, it was like, oh, that's it. That's all it is. And I could care less, but yeah.
So like the map is split into 3 sections, and finally in that third section, it starts to give you more interesting stuff. Mostly because like the world, you know, you're at the climax of the game at this point, so the world is kind of a bit different, but it gives you more interesting sort of storylines. And what it made me wish is like instead of it being 3 different sections, I wish it was just the 2 sections and they cut that entire first section out. I know it would have been a shorter game, but like that's almost better because then it's like we get that like repetitive sort of thing in that first section, and then the second section we get the more interesting stuff. But with the first section, it just becomes really tedious to get through all of it. So yeah,
that's it.
That's the list. That's the year.
What we've been playing in this year.
Yeah, that's what's come out this year. That's a year in review. It's been fun talking to you guys. I would say we'll see you next year, but it's already the 4th. So
the 5th. It would be the 5th.
Would it be the 5th? I don't believe you.
Tuesday?
Oh God, you're right.
Oh God. It's the 5th.
It's the 5th. Happy 5th, everyone.
Cinco de January.
Cinco de January. Cinco de Uno. Okay, bye. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, make sure you check out the Jake and Corey podcast every Monday. Make sure that you check out all the other stuff on the whatever. Bye.
Okay. How long did that go on for?